All right, hey guys, Jason here, and we are up here at the Ford dealership. This is JC Lewis here in Statesboro. Like I said, good people up here, but what we're going to talk about today, true 20-year trucks. Do they exist today, and what would be your option? If you wanted a truck to go out today and buy a truck to last you for 20 years and be as least expensive to own, because I promise you, there's not a truck you can buy in 2025 or beyond if it's going to last for 20 years without significant cost. Just they don't exist anymore. Okay, this isn't 2005. Okay, they don't exist anymore. The government has assured us of that. Manufacturers have assured of us of that. I know they cost more, and I know it sucks, and nobody likes it. I understand that, but if you want a true 20-year truck, what are your options? Okay, we're here at a Ford lot. What are your options? Can you get by doing that with a well, I'm not going to walk all the way over there, but because we got this things going too, but would that F-150s that are sitting right there, would those fit that? Are you going to get 20 years out of an F-150 today? No, you're not gonna. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, not going to happen at all. Are you going to get 20 years out of a Silverado 1500? No, it's not going to happen. Okay, how about a Ranger? We got a Ranger right here. How about that Ranger? Okay, is that going to make it there? No, none of them are. There is very, very few trucks. They might make it to 20 years. And again, your miles vary. If you're somebody who puts 3,000 miles on a car a year, yeah, you can probably get to 20 years, okay? If you put 5,000 on, yeah, you can get to 20 years. But if you drive like a normal person, or I should say somebody that actually does truck stuff, you're probably looking at putting on a minimum of 15,000 miles a year, probably closer to 20,000 miles a year. You go putting 20,000 miles a year on it, that's 200 every 10, that's 400,000 miles if you're gonna try and make it for 20 years. Okay, nothing's going to get there. Nothing made today is going to get there. That died with the Tacomas. That died with the 4Runner, the 5th gen 4Runner. Okay, those days are gone. It died with the mid 2000 or 2010 variety of the Coyote motors. Those times have changed, but we do still have some options. On this lot, we got one of them here. Okay, it is these right here, Super Duties. Okay. And I'm not talking about the 6.7 diesel, because I honestly don't believe that'll make it without astronomical cost unless you're actually running the high miles quick. These trucks with the 6.7 Power Stroke, they're a great truck, and they can handle the miles very, very well. Okay, they can handle miles very well. It's the years that'll start to eat at this because of the cost that it is to work these. Okay, the cost on these vehicles today are astronomical. The motor and the trans will get there, but the cost of a vehicle to get for 20 years is very high, and when you have that stuff you got to deal with on a diesel, it costs more money. Now, if you look at something like this, see, here's another one. This is a 6.7 Power Stroke, and what do we got here? This one is another 6.7, and here's an STX with a gas motor. Here's an STX 250 with a gas motor coming in at $61,000. This is a 2024. Okay, this is a 4-wheel drive crew cab XL. Now, I want to let this sink in for a minute because we're going to show you something here, but we're still talking about what we're talking about. But this is an XL, okay, and it's got what motor do we got in here? It's got the 7.3, and it is an XL trim, standard. Okay, simple, basic kind of truck. You can see it's got a few little options on here. It's got the 7.3, it's got the FX4 package with the skid plates on there, upfitter switches, and that's basically it. Puts you in at $61,900. So $62,000 for this FX4 version. Nice truck. Let's take a quick peek at it. Let's just look here for a second, okay? Just take a fast peek around it. Nice, not too bad. But this truck here will make it. Okay, this truck will do it well because that 7.3 motor is not that expensive to work on. It's not that crazy to deal with. Nice interior setup in it. It's got the features you're looking for, but the gas motor is cheaper to maintain and cheaper to repair and cheaper cost. And the F250 has got the durability and the strength factor in the components that, yes, you're gonna have to replace some, but realistically, you could get 20 years, 300,000 miles out of this and not have that problem. But $62,000 for this FX4 250 XTX, okay? Let's walk over here. That was a 2024. Let's take a walk over here. Hey, look at this beauty sitting right here. I just got done talking about this, doing a walk around on this. But what we have here is a 2025 Tremor. Okay, Tremor package. No front valance down there like you have on all of these things like that. Off-road capability. It's got the basically FX4 package on steroids. Rear locker, the whole deal. Tremor lift on it, so you get 2 inches of lift. Put 37s if you want on it. You get the full Raptor boards. Running boards on this thing. Decked out, done well. Very nice in here. Simple. Nothing you don't. Okay, same as the other one. No bed liner in here. But look at the price on this. Same thing. We got a 7.3 in this thing. It is an XLT, not an XL. So we're jumping up a trim level, and we are a Tremor package, and we are coming in at 63.7. Okay, so you got to watch what you're buying. There's some really good deals in certain things and not so much in others with the games that a lot of these things play. But that truck right here with the 7.3 motor, the beef and heft and durability of this kind of a truck will definitely be, this in my opinion is Ford's only option, only truck Ford makes that's going to get you 20 years. One of these, a Super Duty. Doesn't matter if you get this one or the STX or the other one, but this is the only thing that's gonna make it 20 years that Ford offers. What about other brands? What else is out there? What other kind of options do we have? Does Chevy offer anything that's gonna get 20 years without any problems? None of them are going to make it without any problems, but I would say that Chevy, the 2500s from Chevy, they can do it as well too, and their costs are not that significant either when you stick with the gas ones. You know, the turbo ones, or I mean the diesel ones, they kind of make me a little nervous, but they're classic V8s. Yeah, you're going to have some issues with them. You could have lifter issues, you could have whatever the case is, could have transmission issues, but in my opinion, they're not a bad idea, not a bad option, but I don't really think Chevy builds a true truck that's going to go 200 for 20 years for you straight without a problem. I just don't think they do. They build great trucks. I own one. I love it. I just don't think it's a 20-year truck. Now, what about Toyota? No, they got nothing. There's no chance in hell. They got nothing that's going to make it 20 years. You get mad at you want, comment, call me names, whatever you want to. They just don't have something that's going to make it 20 years without astronomical costs. What about Ram? Ram, I believe, does. I think Ram does. You can still get the Hemi. Okay, and they're like the Power Wagon and the 2500. That is a very proven truck. The Cummins has been proven too, but even that one's having issues and getting more expensive now. We see them going down because of roller lifters and issues they've had in them, and the stupid emission stuff on the diesels is getting pretty scary. Side note to that, I would have no problem buying a 2026 diesel like the 6.7 Power Stroke or the Cummins or any of that stuff, even a new Cummins. Why? Because when the new emission standards come out in 2027, they will be such high demand for a 2026 or older diesel that you'll get all your money back. That's if I was a betting man, I'd put all my money down on that being true. So something to consider and think about. But I believe that Ram could be, their motors have been proven well enough that I think that they could pull that off and be a 20-year truck that's not, and their parts are not that expensive, so I don't think it would be that complicated. Jeep's Gladiator would be probably one of the most affordable to be a 20-year truck, and the reason I say that is because the motor is dirt cheap to maintain. It's very reliable. It doesn't cost much money to replace. The transmission is as rock solid as any transmission in any vehicle could ever be. The build quality, solid front axle, things like that make that Gladiator a standalone vehicle that has that robustness. And it also has the fact that it's so cheap to repair, and it has such aftermarket support for every single component of the vehicle that you could easily run a Jeep for 20 years and never have a problem and not cost you too much money to do it. The other one, we got the Nissan. You got the Nissan Frontier and the Titan, which is no longer available, but the Frontier definitely could be as well too. The Frontier is what the third gen Tacoma was. We loved the third gen Tacoma. The Frontier takes the third gen Tacoma and gave it more interior room, a better ride comfort, and kept the same naturally aspirated style type of an engine, the simplicity of it, strong axles, strong transmission, strong everything about it. The Frontier, I believe, is a vehicle that will cost you more than a Gladiator to make it 20 years, but I think it would actually get there. Okay, so it would get there. But I also believe that a Frontier would be cheaper to get 20 years than it would be for a HD truck. The Frontier is a unique little truck that is an amazing little phenomenon of just simple perfection right now. Okay, I mean, the Gladiator got there because of the fact that what makes the Gladiator such a great 20-year truck is the fact that the aftermarket is there because they built it as strong as they could to handle off-road use. All of these things, and they keep that amazing Pentastar motor that is just so dang good today. Yeah, it had teething issues 15 years ago. Okay, I don't want to hear about it no more. Motor's incredible. So we love that factor about it. Okay, beautiful thing. The Super Duties, like I said, they're the most robust offering that Ford has, and you get a solid front axle on these too. Okay, you do not get a solid front axle on a Chevy, any Chevys that they offer. So it's kind of nice that you still get it on Ford and you get it on Ram. And then you have the last one, which is the Honda. Okay, Honda Ridgeline is a proven truck. Now, a lot of people don't consider it a truck because it is unibody, like a Ford Maverick would be. I understand that. The Ridgeline is a good truck that will do pretty much what most people need. It will haul some stuff. It's got some amazing features and tricks up its sleeve and design in its design that make it outstanding. Its little V6 motor is proven solid. Transmission is proven solid. That truck is rock solid. And it is still capable enough. It's got an amazing four-wheel drive system, so it'll go through a lot of stuff out there and do more than what most people will ever do with a off-road environment. So those are your winners for 20-year trucks. Honda Ridgeline, Jeep Gladiator, Nissan Frontier, Ram HD Trucks 2500, Ford HD Trucks F-250s. That's my opinion. Those are all your options are today. If you are looking to buy a truck to last for 20 years, let me rephrase that. You buy whatever you want. If I were buying a truck today to make it 20 years, those would be my options. What order would I put them in? You know, everybody's got a bias. Now I'll give you the bias. My bias would be and I'll never keep in a vehicle for 20 years, I promise you that. So my opinion is irrelevant. And then I spent a lot of time in the swamp. So let's just take the Rubicon needs and the front lockers out of the equation and pretend that I didn't. And I was just a normal everyday guy who went and did some hunting in November and a little bit of fishing on the weekends and hauled my bass boat and took my family places. My choice for truck, if I was going to buy one to last for 20 straight years without questions or problems, realistically, in order, it would be this for number one. This would be the number one truck, would be there. I just can't take it away from it. I can't deny it. It is what it is, and it is amazing. I know it's Ford, and Ford's got more recalls than anybody else, and Ford's a pain in the butt right now, but this would be it. This would be my number one choice for a 20-year truck. Second place would go to, again, if I was a normal everyday person, I'd want family space, which this gives me. My second place would be the Ram 2500, would be my second 20-year truck version. And I wish this was smaller like the Ram 2500. This thing is a big beast. I don't want it that big, but if I gotta have something that big, 37s would go on it, and I'd capitalize on the big so that it gets me through whatever I need to, and I don't gotta worry about the size and the length of it. But my number two spot, so number one would be a Ford, and it would be that one, F-250 Tremor, would have to be the Tremor, and I'd want the Torsen front axles on there. And then the second place would be the Ram 2500. Third place would probably be the Gladiator, and then fourth place would be the Frontier, and fifth place would be the Ridgeline. That's my opinion, my take. I'd like to know what your take is, and if you think I missed a vehicle, is there something else out there you think can? Now, you know, I know the F-150 is a great truck, Silverado's a great truck, the Ram 1500s are fantastic trucks. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just talking about what I think is 20-year, the best option for 20-year vehicles that will cost you the least amount to maintain it and drive it for 20 years, 300,000 miles. That's what I'm getting at for you. So there's kind of my thought on it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.